Hey, good morning, everybody. Rory Powers, Right Line Trading. Happy Friday. Good morning, Marcy. Hey, good morning, Steve. This broadcast is for educational and demonstration purposes only. I am not a licensed financial advisor. If you're not familiar with the risks associated with trading, please consult with a licensed financial advisor. Okay. Let's take a look and see what happened overnight here on the NASDAQ. Yesterday we had that big move up. Looks like overnight it gave a little of it back.
Order submitted.
Yeah, now it's slowly retracing. Oh, we got the opening bell coming in about 1 minute. Well, actually, it just went off. And since it is Friday, let's try to get in and out. Gold on the signal A. I was watching gold earlier, and a lot of action on gold. It's really at an all-time high, over 2,500 an ounce. The gold signal A AI drone. Our smart stop strategy, which is part of the new update coming out, does extremely well pre-market. It was up big.
Order submitted.
In a monster trade right now. Let's just check our lag on this. The numbers look a little weird. What I do is I like to look at my bid and ask price and compare it to what I'm looking at on my chart. So on my chart, price is at 1486, which is very close to what my chart trader has for the bid and ask. So I just confirmed that that's matching. The P&L looks a little off, though. That's what's weird. Wow. So pre-market, that Sim Smart Stop is up $1,250. We got good volume on the NASDAQ. Over 2,300 contracts, 2,500 contracts a minute. And on our leaderboard, a lot like yesterday, the 30 range signal B. The ES had a nice trade. Gold is on the board. And the YM. So what I'll do is I'll take my trade copier and I'm going to unlock it. And I'm going to put on 18 and 24. 18 and 24. Lock it up on this signal B. And we'll try to copy some trades to those three Apex accounts on the signal B NASDAQ. Wow. Great job, Rao. Rao's got 47.50 on the NASDAQ. I thought you were going to say on the gold. Big move down this morning on the NASDAQ. Big volume. Just under 5,000 contracts per minute on the NASDAQ. And it looks like it's just hovering right around that 50 EMA. Testing.
Order submitted.
I'm going to look for a short roll here on the NASDAQ 30 range. I got my 2-minute just bounced off the 50. Our retirement plan, I'm surprised it's not in this trade. See if I can clean these glasses. My kids love to pull my glasses off. I've got fingerprints all over it. Hey, good morning, Suzanne. Okay. E-mini's retracing back up to the 50. We're still below the VWAP. And our Laguerre is locked long now on the 30 range. Let's keep an eye on the 30 range signal B. Since the 30 range signal B is on top on my leaderboard, I'm focusing my attention. Number 2 and 3 are the signal B bot and drone, very much like yesterday. So what I've done is I have a trade copier, and I've put that as my leader account, the signal B AI drone. And I've got my followers on my Apex. And on a Friday, I'd love to just pick up one nice winner and call it a day early.
Order submitted.
We're in a real consolidation zone here in the NASDAQ, where we've got some sideways movement. And usually what I've noticed is a lot of volatility builds up in that sideways movement, and it'll pop out in one direction or the other. Here comes a haymaker entry. You can see the cross on my 30 range. A haymaker could have jumped into that one. Nope. Gold is in on a signal B. Let's just be patient here. And we'll just sit on our hands here until we find a direction. Till the system finds it anyway. So the signal B entry on the 30 range is looking at this RSI line in my Laguerre oscillator. And once it's pinned to the top, that's the trigger to go long on that signal B. So I've got the signal B enabled. And if we get a few candles to the upside, it's going to pop us into a long position on the NASDAQ. That's our signal B entry. Our signal A entry is really looking for reversals. When my RSI line breaks out down through that 80% line, which is that green shaded area of my Laguerre oscillator, once the RSI line breaks down through the 80, that's the trigger for a signal A entry. A signal A entry. One of the conditions that we like to use in order for that entry to trigger, not only having the Laguerre, the RSI line break down out of the oscillator, but we also want our 50 EMA aligned to our entry. If we're going to take a long entry, we want the 50 EMA to be green. We don't want to take a counter trend trade on that 30 range. And for a short trade, we want the 50 to be red. Woody Just, good morning. Good morning. Thank you for joining us today. Happy Friday.
Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted.
I hear a lot of positions opening right now. Looks like crude jumped in. The crude black gold, let's take a look at that trade. Crude black gold has been trading very nicely. I have that one written down. Look at the gold on the signal B. Gold is at $25.32 an ounce. Unbelievable. My goodness. Let's take a look at that crude oil trade. Looking for a reversal on crude. And we get a short roll on the E-mini off the 50. That cash register strategy will kick in. You see it's retraced back to the 50. And now a short roll to the downside is our trigger on a signal A, which is the cash register strategy on the 5-minute ES. And it's still below the VWAP, so that would be a nice entry. Gold is just flying all morning. Look at gold. Well, so far, NASDAQ's just not the instrument to trade this morning. We're in gold signal B is in. Here we go with the short roll on the NASDAQ. The E-mini's coming right up to the VWAP. I was listening to the Investor Summit yesterday, and a few of the presenters, David Wise and Oscar Carboni, were talking about how the market is still a bullish market. Did make a retracement last week and earlier this week, but it kind of bounced back this week. Amen. Amen, Adi Just. Hallelujah. That's a blessing. Count it all joy. It's that haymaker. That cross you see on my chart is a haymaker entry. Didn't take it. Nasdaq's still chopping around like you know what. Just want to keep an eye on the
Order submitted.
bid and ask price. 6 looks about right. No. 1494. Yeah. All right, come on, let's go. Very cool. Oh, we got an area of support right below us. And one of the conditions for this trade to fire off is we have to be clear of pivots or volume zones, which are areas of support or resistance. We need at least a 60 tick clearance. Ideally, we want a clear path right to our profit target. But we allow an entry if it's 60 ticks of clearance. So this blue line you see on my 30 range chart is a volume zone, an area of support. So even if our trigger is met and our gear is locked to the downside, the trade will be filtered out or prevented if we don't have 60 ticks of clearance to that area of support. You can see my 2 minute above. Still lined up for a short trade, but it's going sideways. There's no volatility. There's no movement. Sideways. Be careful on Fridays. Fridays can be really tough days. We're still technically in the summer months. Here we go. Here we go with this short roll on the E-mini. That's a haymaker signal, but that area of support is going to prevent it. But the short roll on the E-mini could be a play. We're going to be doing a webinar if you'd like to learn more about the AI Auto Trader and some of the new features that are going to be released in the excuse me, some new features which are going to be released shortly. We're going to review them tomorrow. I've got a link I'm going to put in the chat box. It's going to be tomorrow, Saturday, at 1 p.m. Eastern. It will be recorded. If you can't make it live, go ahead and register anyways, and I'll make sure that you get the replay. Everybody who registers automatically gets a replay. Which way are we going to go? Up or down? I'd love to see it pick up where it left off yesterday and just keep climbing. Let's take a look at the stock market real quick.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
It's flat. Well, it looks like exactly what we're looking at right here. It's just flat. Regarding the index equities, this could pop us into a long position here. I see my 2 minutes now breaking above the 50. My gear's locked on my 30 range. 15 is green. This is the 15, the dot line. The 50 EMA is the solid green line. So market structure-wise, that's lined up for a long position. That's just what we're looking for with this 30 range signal B.
Order submitted.
So let's see if we can get this entry here to the long side. Might pop us in if this candle closes up. Good volume, decent volume. Wow, look at the Russell. The Russell's taken off. All right, come on now. Let's pop up to the long side. Very close to getting in this trade. Very close. Congratulations to Jordan. Jordan's a brand new member of ours. He's on Apex account number 2, and he passed his evaluation yesterday. He hit the ES 50,000 one-day pass the previous day, on Wednesday, but he was about $500 short, and he played the NASDAQ 2-minute and was able to cross the finish line. And he's in the UK. He got funded on his second try, which is really great. Boy, this is a tough market here. I tell you, I'm kind of glad it didn't trigger a trade. I would have never won it. Let's go to the gold signal
Order
A.
submitted.
Look for a short roll here. The ES is bouncing off the
Submitted.
VWAP. We're going to be emailing it today, Mike. If you're on our mailing list, you'll get an invite as well. I was looking at the hottest strategies yesterday, and our NQ prime time was right up there with, I think it was number one for the month of August. Let me see if I could pull up my. You might lose my charts for just a second. A really great new feature that the that the system is going to be getting is the dynamically changing trading sessions, trading hours. The bot and drone run in tandem with one another. The drone is going to run 24/7. Well, it'll take an hour off when the market closes, when the session ends. But other than that, we're going to continuously get data 23 hours a day. And it's only going to allow the bot to trade during the trading hours it does the best. It's going to pick the top 3 sessions, up to 3 sessions. Russell keeps going higher. Our Russell signal B is up 190. Our signal B might kick in short here. We're very close to getting this entry. A 2-minute surprisingly did not take that trade. E-mini's trying to break through that VWAP.
Order submitted.
There goes the Russell. I was just thinking maybe I should trade the Russell. ES is breaking above the VWAP. This Russell could be off to the races, let me tell you. Nice entry.
Order submitted.
Watch for the short trade on the NASDAQ on that 30 range. If we've got 60 ticks of clearance. Nope. Russell didn't go for us. Signal B, bot, and drone. I'm hoping I didn't reach my profit target, and it's not going to trade.
Order submitted.
Black gold is back end.
Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted.
Okay, it looks like the E-mini just broke above the VWAP.
Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted.
This is usually the time things start picking up. Right about 10 o'clock. Today is Friday, August 16th. You see my gold nugget this month. The gold nugget, August 1st to the 16th, been doing extremely well from 8:30 to 10:30. ES just blew right through the VWAP, which might be a good sign for the S&P. Let's see what David Wise has to say. On the summary, it's up $1,129 this month, trading one contract. What our new update is going to do is it's going to weed out these times of the day that is in the red. And it'll just take the entries when the three sessions that it can make based on the performance per each half hour of the day. A minimum of a 2-week look back is necessary. Anything under that is really insignificant. Even a 4, 6, or 8-week look back is even better. I always like to get David Wise's opinion on the ES. He's let me tell you, this guy is a real pro, especially when it comes to looking at the SPY, which is the S&P 500 ETF. He trades what they call the SPY super system. Look at that entry it took. It took this long entry. You could see my RSI line on the ES broke up out through the 20% line. Took the long entry, and unfortunately it threw that big wick and wicked us out. Or it would have it would have caught that monster reversal.
Order submitted.
Just missed it on a break-even trade.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
The ES one-day pass was up 687. Other than that, it's been a kind of a slow session. It's a ranging market. We're stuck in this channel here. Very narrow channel. You could see the software defined it very nicely with our volume zones. You could see the red is the upper volume area high. The blue, volume area low. And it's stuck in that range. See if we get a break to the upside. Yes, there is a delay. I don't see the NASDAQ trading at 19,535 though. Oh. Oh, you're scaring me, Jonathan. You're right. Thank you for pointing that out. 1959, 53, 50, 55, 550. I'm on 530. Oh yeah, I've got a problem here. Thank you for pointing that out. I'm way off. All right, let me disable this. Let me make sure
Order submitted.
did this to me yesterday. I took a vacation with the computer with my laptop, and I think my laptop's still in Fort Myers Beach. You know, I asked that bellhop guy to please be careful with my computer bag. And I'm sure he giggled at me as he threw it down the stairwell. Because I got home and it was a couple things that broke. Let me see. Oh, yeah. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to disable my NQ30 range strategies. The bot and drone. And I'm just going to reload the historical data.
Order submitted.
Yeah, I see my price is way off. Thanks for pointing that out to me, Jonathan. I was trying to keep an eye on it.
Order submitted.
Just going to reload all the historical data on the NASDAQ. Um, with this volatility, with the amount of bars we're getting, I can also go in my data series and load less days. That always helps as well. Let's give this just a few minutes to reload. David said all the indexes are bullish. The ES is bullish with some close resistance above 553. 553. Yeah, 553. We're already above that. And 554. We're above that. Yeah, Jonathan, I did have a little delay. There also is a delay in the stream, but it's not that in the live stream, but it's not that extreme to where it would be off that much. It's off a little bit. There's like a 10, I think there's like a 5 second or 3 to 5 second delay in the live stream. But I'm looking at my on my chart trader. And if you're a member of ours, Charles has a really cool lag indicator that he puts on the market analyzer. Okay, now this should be more in line with where you're at now, Jonathan. My chart trader is at 557, right where my chart is. 554. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut back on the days. Just going to make it 1,500 bars for now. On the 30 range on the NASDAQ. That should free it up some. 557. Yeah, that's good. That's good now. 551. Wondering if Rhythmic is having some type of issue today. My chart trader is not matching my chart. There is a delay. I'm going to turn my trade copier off the NASDAQ. Excuse me for just a second here. Oh, you know what happened? When I reload, oh, here it is. Okay. Yeah, my Steven strategy should be trading like crazy, and I don't see it trading at all. 10 to 1026, Steven kicks in, and it's at zero. So we definitely got a problem. Let me turn this off for a second. Yeah. So in my log, Steven was trying to fire off trades. I'm getting excessive lag time.
Order submitted.
Bear with me for just a second. Let me try to get this worked out. The NASDAQ is usually the culprit. I was getting my error messages. You having the same problem, Gary? It might be rhythmic. Let's see what happens here. I just restarted. Let me see if I have any other NASDAQ charts open. The 2 minutes not going to cause that. My Unirenko, this one might be. Let me look at that chart right there. That one could be the culprit. Yeah, those Unirenkos, those 8 Unirenkos on the NASDAQ will use quite a few resources. On my data series, I'm just going to load 1,500 bars. The last 3 days, if you're loading 3 days with those two news reports on Wednesday and Thursday, CPI and retail, 3 days is going to be too much. So I'm going to go to 1,500 bars on the NASDAQ. Let's go back to the strategies. Let's re-enable them. This computer that I'm running is an absolute beast. If I pulled up my task manager, it wouldn't even be breaking a sweat. That's what's weird about it. Boy, hmm, now the Nasdaq took off for us. Finally. Our signal B on the ES, I have it kicking in at 10:30. Out of the box, it comes at 11, I believe, or 11:30. I like to put it a little earlier on my ES signal B. Ooh, look at that. Yeah, I've got some real problems here with my lag. And my chart trader is saying 73. My chart is showing 77.
Order submitted.
RTY got back in.
Order submitted.
Look at gold. Gold's been flying all morning. Gold is off to the races. It was up at an all-time high. Look at that thing fly. Yeah, I was looking at the gold nugget yesterday. Look at this thing go. 720. Got it back to break even. What a beautiful trade on that one. $10 a tick. It's kind of moving herky jerky though. I could see it. Hmm.
Order submitted.
Okay, I do apologize for this. It looks like my 2 minute is just about spot on. I feel better about the 2 minute, which means my 30 range should be right there too. Yeah, it is. It looks like it's okay.
submitted.
Let's go back. Kim just took a trade. That's an optimized Steven. Let's see that trade. It would be on this chart here, actually. Where is Kim? There she is. Oh, it's already out. Yeah, it looks like price is matching now. I feel better about it. You can see on my chart trader it's 65, 64, right about where price is.
Order
That looks
submitted.
better. I'm going to go back to the signal B, which is up 590.
Order submitted.
Cash registers at 250. Oh, the ES6U jumped in. Let's keep an eye on that one. That's the one we just released last week. Took a long position here on the ES. It's on a 6 Unirenko. We're looking at a 5-minute chart.
Order submitted.
There goes the retirement plan short.
Order submitted.
We could get into a 30 range short right here. Nope.
Order submitted.
The haymaker's in. Okay, so our data must be back to normal. Let's take a quick peek at the haymaker. Haymaker is a very exciting strategy to watch. It takes those trades that are very tight to the 50. It's lined up nicely. Our 30 range and our 2-minute are both lined up for long trades. We just have that upside support that's been killing us all morning. It's been keeping us in a very narrow range. So I'm really happy that I haven't a trade hasn't been triggered on my live accounts. It's not getting suckered out, faked out. If it starts flying in one
Order
direction or the
submitted.
other, we'll be all over it. Just need to break that area of resistance to the upside. We could be off to the races here. Let's see if we can get it.
Order submitted.
Prime time's in. This is the one I was highlighting yesterday. This is one of our top strategies this month. It's this prime time NQ. And I did send the settings to Ron and Gary yesterday. We get through this area of resistance to the upside. This thing could run. Break right through it. Let's go. Come on. Testing it. Mm. Oh, you were having it too, Marcy? Yeah. Come on, go back up and test that area. Let's get through there.
Order submitted.
Couldn't break it. And a monster on the YM, a short, and the Russell. Let's bring up the YM. Wow, look at that trade. See, this is where I like to pin my stop. When I see it up in right field, I'll right click my stop. And this is going to be the Smart Stop 3. This you won't have to do manually. The new update is going to have the new Smart Stop that it pins your stop to the modified fast. So it's a momentum-based trailing stop. Now you can see my stop came right down and it's pinned right to my 15 EMA. I really don't like my profit target below these areas of resistance or support. So I would, if it was me and I wasn't trying to accumulate data, I would bring that profit target just above those blue lines. Just give it a clear shot to your profit target. You don't want to hide your profit target below resistance or support, I'm sorry. And to manually drag your profit target, you just left click it one time and then you can slide it up and then left click it again. And it'll drop right there above the line. Wow, great job, Gary. Yeah, I see the YMs moving nicely, it looks like. Let's take a look at the price
Order
action.
submitted.
It was sideways for a while too. Now listen, if our 2 minute
Order
comes
submitted.
down, if this RSI line comes down, a little further. Just come down a little further, and with a bounce into the direction of the trend, that
Order
2 minute
submitted.
retire. Oh, here we go with the haymaker. I don't know if the retirement plan got down there far enough, but that would have been the perfect entry on that 2 minute. We're going to retest that area of resistance. Let's see if we could break through this time. In a ranging market here on the NASDAQ all morning.
Order submitted.
There goes the YM. Never is a smooth ride up, is it? It's got to chop and bounce all over the place. Haymaker's holding its own. I gotta tell you, in this choppy, ranging market, the Haymaker's ready to break even. The signal B is up $500-600 from pre-market.
Order submitted.
Haymaker, here we go. This could be that short roll we are looking for. This could be the one. That Haymaker kept itself in the game. Oh, okay, here we go. This is setting up for a nice short roll here, hopefully. Oh, we're in this range. It's killing me.
Order submitted.
That's Father D.
Order submitted.
The Russell's in a beautiful short trade. Let's take a look at the Russell.
Order submitted.
Haymaker back in short. Or short the Russell, short the NASDAQ right now. The Russell went into our profit window. So you could see our stop, squeezed it, and it's not going to let it give back those profits now. Boom. Nice one. Russell got a full winner on that entry. That was a beautiful entry. Look at that entry. Wow. Got in over here. Rode it all the way down.
Order submitted.
Now we could catch our signal B now short. Could catch this signal B short. This is could be the trade we've been waiting on all day. I'm going to go to our signal B drone. We're getting some selling pressure now. Let's see if we can get some follow through. The ES looks like it's going to break below the VWAP. This could be our mid-morning Friday meltdown.
Order submitted.
The drone is still in that Russell trade. See, we saw the bot hit its full winner. The drone of that strategy
Order submitted.
that scouts out the market. Now, this is when crude oil starts getting hot, right around 11 o'clock. I see the crude oil just took a long position. And our 1 day pass on crude oil starts trading at 11. So that's a time optimized strategy that for the last several months at 11, we get beautiful trades on crude oil. Let's see what happens here. S&P 500 is right at the VWAP, the ES. The haymaker is slowly coming up. I'm tempted to. I can see my RSI line and my Laguerre is coming up into the area where we need it to trigger a trade. So if it comes up in that green shaded area, breaks the 80% line, and then rolls to the downside, that's going to be another haymaker entry. It has a little bit of room to the downside.
Order submitted.
Not much room.
Order
3,000 on
submitted.
YM. That's amazing, Gary. Great job. Here we go. Crude. Right on time. You were smart, Gary, to pivot away from the NASDAQ. Um, the NASDAQ's just been way too
Order
difficult to trade
submitted.
today. The haymaker is squeezed out a couple hundred, but from the looks of it, it didn't come easy. Retirement plan's not where we want it. The PA account is up 400.
Order
There
submitted.
goes crude. I'm very tempted to jump in to change my leader account to that CL. Crude is trading at $75 a barrel. Recently rolled to the October contract on crude.
Order
The
submitted.
haymaker didn't get that entry. That area of resistance or support prevented that entry. We don't trade into those areas of support or resistance. So if you're wondering what happened, you see the cross on my chart. It didn't fire. That blue line or that volume zone. You were smart, Gary. One and done. I love it. Yeah, the CLODP. I might try it myself. I'm just thinking if we did do it at 11,
Order submitted.
we would be getting the short roll probably. Let's take a look and see what it's done here. Been really good volatility on it. Wow, look at that move down. Oh my goodness. Oof. Look at that. At 412. Overnight, it just early morning, it tanked. You know, this happened yesterday too. I've got two stops on my chart. I'm wondering if I'm trading two contracts on this. Or maybe I have two strategies running on the same account. Oh, here we go with the 30 range. Here we go. Yeah, that we're going to get blocked again. Oh, what a shame. Oh, that was our move. 514, 511. Oh, look at the haymaker. The haymaker got that entry. I take it back. I thought it prevented it. It didn't. The haymaker was all over that beautiful entry. I thought that area of support was going to prevent it. That was not the case. The haymaker caught it. Oh, what a beautiful entry. It's in our profit window. But what a monster trade this thing just took. Bam. was just saying the haymaker. Woo! I'm getting all kinds of.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
Gold signal A back in the game. Let's take a look. Haymaker is up 1,335. So I tell you, if you've got that, if you caught that haymaker trade, disable it and enjoy your weekend. Have a nice day.
Order submitted.
Yeah, it was the signal A today. Let's make sure the signal A didn't reach its profit target because I'm going to transition over. 30 range signal A drone is up 1460. That's what's so exciting about this that strategy, the haymaker. It's it it really had a great session. If you look at the market, it hung in there. It didn't take a big drawdown, and it finally caught that big move down. Really traded good today. So when you make when you're thinking to yourself, what strategy should I trade today on a ranging market? The signal A, 30 range Nasdaq. All right, let's see what happens with the crude oil ODP. We're in a beautiful trade on gold, and we're still riding crude oil as well. Um, we're long crude and gold. I thought that haymaker trade got filtered out because of that area of support, but man, it broke right through there.
Order submitted.
Well, this crude, gotta tell you, there's something weird going on with crude oil.
Order submitted.
Let me tell Sergio,
Order submitted.
just so I don't forget, my black gold had 2 stops and now has no profit target. Let's go to the actual strategy, the black gold strategy. CL.
Order submitted.
I hate to do this, but I have to.
Order submitted.
Look at that. That's my problem. You see that? I have no profit target in my strategy. Um, so what we could do to fix that is we can go to the black gold strategy. It's the 10 range. Black gold. Just reload the template. And now it has a 90 tick first profit target. And we always want to make sure it's on the right instrument. Okay. Let's just close this position.
Order submitted.
That's why I kept looking at crude, at black gold, and it was doing some crazy things. But it's usually a user's error, and it was my error. I didn't have a profit target. I didn't have a defined ATM on that, so it's not been getting accurate results these last few days. So crude oil is really nowhere to be found today. I don't think I'll be trading that one today.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
Okay, I think I got this trade here on my trade copier, actually. If I can find it. Yeah, I do. I got this trade short. My leader account is up 50, and my followers are not quite as good. I think what I'm going to do is give this a little more room.
Order submitted.
Let's let it breathe a little. See if we can get this to mature to the downside.
Order submitted.
There we go. Come on down. There's a pretty big disparity.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
All right. I think that's the only trade I'm going to take today.
Order submitted.
I like the ES signal B below the
Order
VWAP to
submitted.
go short. So I'm going to enable the signal B on my own account. I know that at right around 11 o'clock, it's been trading very well. So let's see if we can break below the VWAP. Excuse me for just a minute. I'm going to run to the restroom. But what I did was just so you know what I'm doing. I put the ES Signal B drone on those Apex accounts.
Order submitted.
Thank you, Gary. That's really a great comment. Yeah, I want to welcome Aeromir. Aeromir is brand new. Just came aboard yesterday, and he is a Air Force vet. Thank you for your service, sir. Pilot.
Order submitted.
Some members are trading live accounts, Michael. Yeah, some people are. Some people use live accounts, and some people use prop accounts. Gary, I'm glad you wrote that because I speak to a lot of members on the phone, and I'm not one to throw mud. I'm just not it's just not in me to do that. Um, but I really appreciate that comment.
Order submitted.
I'm glad you didn't ask me that, Michael. I talk to a lot of people on the phone, so I try to keep a finger on the pulse of our competitors and how their systems perform and what the overall experience is. And for the most part, what Gary wrote is pretty spot on from what I've heard.
Order submitted.
Now we're getting a bounce.
Order
Boy, this is a
submitted.
crazy market today, ain't it? Mm. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Yeah, arrow
Order
mirror.
submitted.
If you let the strategies run all on their separate SIM account, I don't know if you've met with Charles or I don't think you've installed the system yet. But we want to get some screen time. We want the AI model to start building up some data. When we build your workspace, you're going to have a separate SIM account for each one of the strategies.
Order submitted.
And we're going to run those and accumulate some data. And then we're going to get together and we're going to go over the trade performance. NinjaTrader has a really great trade performance metric. What do you call it? What I'm referring to is this. A tool. I'll call it a tool, a trade performance tool, where we can break down the performance per strategy. What the system is going to have the ability to do is trade the instruments only during the hours or half hours of the day that historically it performs well. So you came at a really good time because we've got some enhancements that are coming out here very shortly. But I want to familiarize, after you've let the system run for a few days, I'm talking to AeroMirror. I want to get together with you and just go over the performance, the trade performance using NinjaTrader's performance metrics. You can pull one up by going to your control center, new,
Order submitted.
and then trade performance. And then this is going to pop up. And after you've let the strategies run for a session or two, under your filter, you're going to have the ability to see how each one of the strategies performed individually. This is broken down by the half hour of the day. This is a summary of this month on the ES6 Unorenco. Trading one contract, it's up 11.29. So this goes into the decision-making process of which ones to trade and when to trade it. The system is going to dynamically, automatically trade the instruments at the most ideal times.
Order submitted.
That was that trade that I was dying to get into on the retirement plan. Is the bounce up. It finally made it to the RSI line. It's important to know the triggers. What triggers a trade? This RSI line in my Ligure oscillator, once it gets buried down into this red zone, it breaks down through the 20% line and then bounces back up. Once it breaks that 20% line, the RSI line I'm referring to, it's going to trigger a long trade on my chart if all of the other conditions have been met. One of the other conditions on some of the strategies, we want market structure to be in alignment with our long position. We would want a green EMA, a 50 EMA green, to prevent it from taking counter trend trades. Is one of the filters we can use. We have two masterclass modules, 1 and 2,
Order
that go
submitted.
over a number of the indicators that the system leverages. It also goes over all of the parameters and the strategies. There definitely is a little bit of a learning curve. It is fully automated, but if you learn the triggers and you learn the conditions and you have a good understanding of it, you're probably going to have more success.
Order submitted.
We're moving it slowly but surely in a direction that dynamically it's going to do all of the changing for you and adjusting for you. Sergio, I met with him this morning and he's making huge strides. He's just incredible. We've got a really great developer, and we're in collaboration with an AI development lab. And they're slowly transforming this system to be completely fully automated, completely hands-free, no discretion. All right, let me show you where I ended up today. I took that one trade. I got a signal A on the NASDAQ. And let me show you that trade. It looks like the 30 range took another trade. Oh, looks like I enabled it on the ES. The ES is just hanging right around the VWAP. I think what I'll do is I'll leave it enabled. Usually, sometimes Friday afternoons we get a bit of a meltdown. But on my trade copier, I took one trade and lost about just under $200, and I had copied it to 3 accounts. So I stopped after that one trade.
Order submitted.
I'm looking at this trade now on the signal A. I'm wishing I didn't, but it was just a tough ranging market today, and it's a Friday. It's getting late in the morning, and I decided to step aside. If we had a beautiful trending market, I would have been the first one to jump back in the game. But this has been our highlight of the day. Has been this 30 range signal A strategy. We call it the haymaker. And the haymaker has a 4-to-1 risk to reward ratio.
Order submitted.
Ah, all right. No follow through. I really love taking the short positions. When I look at my 2 minute on the NASDAQ, I see a red 15, a red 50, price below. Then on my 30
Order
range,
submitted.
I'm looking for a short entry. We have a lot of downside support. So we've been in this ranging market. So this Saturday, tomorrow, let me bring up my snippet.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
Black gold is right back in. YM. Signal B. Let's give it to 11:30. Um, let's give it to 11:30.
Orders. Order
Here it goes
submitted.
again. Haymaker's right back in. It wants to jump in short. Let's see if it can catch one. Got our 2-minute lined up to the downside. These are the entries I love to take. Here we go. Here we go. I'm all over this ES Signal B drone too. I'm hoping this follows through to the downside. So the retirement plan got beat up pretty nicely today.
Order submitted.
There goes our CL 1-day pass. Let's see it. Gary, this is the trade we were talking about. I didn't take it. My crude oil was acting a little funny today. But here we go. Let's put it up here. Here's the ODP. This is our optimized template for prop traders. In one trade, this one is designed to pass the evaluation in just one trade. And we've been having some really nice success with this crude oil template right at 11 o'clock. Boom, there it goes. Here we go. ODP, like clockwork at 11. Catches that bounce. It had that huge move down overnight at about 4 a.m. And now we're getting a little bit of a retracement. Let's see if it can go all the way.
Order Order submitted.
Here we go.
Order submitted.
I just got into that signal B on ES. It copied across all my accounts. I like to trade that signal B right around this time. It took a nice entry below the VWAP. Let's see if we can get some follow through here to the downside. Tempted to give it a little room. It's got very little risk on it. There goes crude. Almost in our profit. Yep, just got in our profit window. So you're going to make $2,000 on that trade minimum, potentially three. It's in our profit window. The stop squeezed it, so it's not going to give all of it back. So you've got the potential of going all the way and passing the eval for 3,000, or it'll stop you out of 2,000. And it stopped us out of 2,000.
Order submitted.
It says 1290, but it made 2,000 on that trade. It took a second. It took an entry earlier that lost about 800, 700. Let's see this ES trade. I'm going to put my stop just above the VWAP. Just give it a little room here. The E-mini's just throwing big wicks today. Big wicks. I'm afraid I'm going to get wicked out on this trade.
Order submitted.
Taking some heat. It's right into the
Order
VWAP right
submitted.
there. Nice. Have a great weekend, Gary. Great job. I should have followed your lead. I saw my black gold strategy acting goofy, and I didn't do it. But I'd love to trade that ODP at 11. I found myself in a nail biter here on the S&P. Retirement plan is trying to work its way up. I'd like to see the ES roll over and die right here. It's having a tough time breaking through the 50. It's right at the VWAP. Need a little follow through here to the downside. Give me some wiggle room. Break through that 50 now. Break down through the 50. Mm-mm-mm. No, you were smart. Great job, Gary.
Order submitted.
Okay. Well, I took two losers today. I'm down about $400 across three accounts, so I'm going to call it quits for the day. Remember, tomorrow, let's take a look at the leaderboard. We're in some beautiful trades on the NASDAQ 2-minute and the 30 range signal B. 30 range signal B, let's take a look, is long.
Order submitted.
I kind of picked the wrong way on that ES. I should have listened to David Wise. He said it was a bullish market. So on our leaderboard today, this is how we closed out the session. We had the crude oil 1-day pass that we watched hit a $2,000 trade. The trade before it lost 700, so it's up about 1,300. Our Sim Smart Stop 2 is continuing to do very good pre-market. Pre-market, it does very well. Our Signal A, that's our Haymaker Strategies, up over $1,000 today. Our Signal B is up about 300 right now. The ES 1-day pass hit earlier. We had the Russell and gold on our leaderboard. So really a good diversity of strategies did extremely well today. For a Friday and a ranging market, that's pretty darn good. So again, tomorrow at 1 o'clock, if you'd like to learn more, of course, Michael. Yes. Yeah, in fact, we've got a member on our team. His name is Charles, and he makes it his business to know every single spec of every VPS on the market. So we don't have an affiliate relationship with any of these companies, um, but we will guide you to the specs that you'll need to run this system on a VPS. Gary says he's also running a VPS. A number of our members are using VPSs. Normally, I have a really good internet connection, and I really don't have an issue with it up until today and yesterday. I went to Fort Myers Beach I took a long weekend, and I don't know what happened, but ever since I came back home, um, My computer's been doing funny things. Okay, let's see what happens with this signal B. This is kind of where I started the day from yesterday on the signal B. It just wasn't getting any follow through. And then the signal A took off. I'd love to see the retirement plan come back.
Order submitted.
I'm going to drop my registration link for tomorrow's presentation at 1 o'clock. And if you can't make it live, go ahead and register anyways, and you'll get sent a replay. Were you, Gary? Yeah, I saw Marcy was too. There was a few other of our members that were having an issue. I'm wondering if on the Apex Discord there was any notice. Take a quick look. On the Apex notice board, it says his markets seem to be picking up momentum. They're talking about circuit breakers. Trigger a 10-minute trading halt if there's a 7 to 13% decline in price. That would be a huge decline. Well, it seems like they're giving some warnings about not getting good fills, some data issues with the CME. Okay, everybody, I've got the link for tomorrow. If I don't see you tomorrow, I hope you have a blessed weekend, and God willing, we'll be back on Monday. Have a great weekend, everybody. I hope to see you tomorrow at 1. Have a great day. Bye-bye. Yeah, Gary, it's probably rhythmic. You're right. Have a great weekend.